The title of this training series is Consequences and Repercussions. This training series will talk all about rebounding. First, what is a rebound? A rebound occurs when a player secures control of the ball after a try for goal. Very important point. In a rebounded situation, there is no player or team control. The following rule sets define a rebound. Rule 430 from NCAA men, Rule 424 for NCAA women, and the appendix on page 114 for NCAA women, and the National Federation of High School, Rule 434. One of the great things that the NCAA women's rulebook does are give us some officiating guidelines starting on page 110. On page 114, as you can see in the image, it gives us guidelines about rebounding. Pay close attention to blocking out, legal activity, and illegal contact. The biggest thing about rebounding that we must focus on is making sure that players that obtain legal position and are entitled to their legal position, i.e., by the rule of verticality, are not illegally contacted or displaced. This particular section in the NCAA women's guidelines or appendix gives us guidelines for that very thing. So, what can potential rebounders do and not do? Most activity that occurs with potential rebounders and with rebounders occurs with their hands and arms. These rules and the particular rule sets define what our not only what players can do, but what potential rebounders can and cannot do. Most illegal activity takes place when our players during rebounding action use their hands and arms to illegally contact or displace an opponent. I encourage you to take a look at these particular rules further and familiarize yourselves to the legal and illegal contact that may occur with players. The use of hands and arms. While this entire section of this rule may not necessarily always apply to rebounding and rebounding action, the principles do. And there are certain parts of this particular rule that can be applicable to rebounders. Article 1. The arms may be extended vertically above one's shoulder and need not be lowered to avoid contact with an opponent when the action of the opponent causes contact. In rebounding action, there will be contact. Certain contact will be legal. Other types of contact will be illegal. Continuing through this section of use of hands or arms, Article 5 is also applicable to rebounders. It shall be illegal to extend one's arms fully or partially, other than vertically, so that the freedom of movement of an opponent is hindered when contact with the extended arms occurs. Article 6 is very applicable to rebounders, as it says explicitly in the rule. It should be illegal to extend an elbow and make contact with an opponent when hands are on one's hips, hands are held near one's chest, or arms are approximately horizontal to the playing court when not holding the ball. Note, these illegal positions are most commonly used when rebounding. In modern basketball, it is now common to see a player obtain position in front of an opponent, box out that opponent without displacing them, but that's not enough. So now a lot of players in today's game will take their arms, reach into the plane of that opponent, and grab their jersey. That is illegal by rule, and we will find out more on why that is illegal later in the presentation. One of the things that officials must be ready to quickly judge is once a player has attained a rebound and is surrounded by opponents, and the opponents of the rebounder try to contest the rebound or try to steal the basketball, oftentimes you will see our rebounder swing their arms or elbows to clear space. By rule, there are situations where this is illegal. Let's make sure that we are ready to rule on the swing of the elbows or to catch the foul that may occur prior to the swinging of said elbows. Holding. Holding is illegal personal contact with an opponent that interferes with the opponent's freedom of movement. We can give you two situations where this occurs on rebounding. The first situation is where opponents or potential rebounders who have not gained the proper or legal position will lock arms with potential rebounders in hopes of causing displacement and fooling officials and thinking that the offender actually was fouled by the legal potential rebounder. The second place where this usually occurs is where a rebounder or potential rebounder that has gained legal position and may be boxing out, quote unquote, takes their arms and hands, extends it backwards into the plane of the opponent, and grabs the jersey, which is hindering the opponent from freedom of movement. Those fouls must also be called as well. One of the larger sections of the rule book, as well as the more in-depth section of this rule book, is the section on fouls or personal fouls. Each of the rule sets has personal fouls defined in the following sections. Need we say more? If rebounders or potential rebounders are fouled and are displaced, we should be ready to make rulings on said fouls. Judge and jury. This section will look into some of the things that we must consider in rebounding action. A jump shot, a long jump shot versus a short jump shot. Longer jump shots will have the ball traveling a longer distance for potential rebound. Pursuit angles. What angles do our potential rebounders take to the lane area when a shot is attempted? That leads to their location and where our potential rebounders are positioned. One of the biggest things that we need to consider with rebounding action is size. Size matters. Do we have a big versus a small? Did the small obtain position in front of the big? Did the big attain position in front of the small? Remember, a big is going to probably be able to jump higher over our small. That does not necessarily mean that we have a quote unquote over the back foul. It is a pushing foul unless the big displaces the small. These considerations make our mantle as officials. Whistle. If the goal scored, is the goal missed? Are we willing to have a patient whistle an on-time whistle, or no whistle. If the goal is scored, maybe no whistle unless the illegal contact is too great. A missed shot with a potential rebound? Let's see. Location. Where are the hands and arms of the potential rebounders? We have discussed this in great detail in this presentation. Contact. Does the illegal contact impact the non-offending team? Are they able to obtain the rebound, this being the non-offending team, and get out to a fast break without much trouble or without much resistance? That goes back to our whistle, patient whistle or no whistle. And location again. Location has been the theme in rebounding. Does the potential rebound travel in the direction where the illegal contact occurs? You may have the non-offending team rebound the ball easily, and illegal contact is occurring in the opposite direction. Should you have a patient whistle, an on-time whistle, or no whistle? Food for thought. We'd like to give special thanks to all the people who made this presentation template and allowed it for our use, including slides Carnival, Unsplash, and Subtle Patterns. Thank you for spending part of your day or night with us. We hope you gained some valuable insight from this presentation entitled Consequences and Repercussions, talking about all things rebounding. Have a great day, week, year, and have a great basketball season.